What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm changing up the pace a little bit. I'm bringing to you a makeup tutorial and a hair tutorial all in one to really give you guys some major inspo. I'm getting ready to head out and take pictures for Instagram, so if you guys want outfit inspo and all the deets of what I'm wearing, check out the description box, and also be sure to give me a follow on Instagram. Shameless plug, I know. Now, I'm super excited about today's video because I am using some products that I really have been wanting to try. So in this video, it is going to be a mixture between affordable products and high-end products, which I know you guys love. So if you are not yet subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. It is completely free. Also, like the video and turn on those post notifications so that way YouTube will notify you when I upload. I do upload every Monday and Wednesday, but sometimes that changes depending on how hectic my week is. So you are gonna wanna make sure your notifications are turned on. With that being said, I'm really excited to jump into today's look. So let's zoom in and let's get started. So for the eyes today, I will be using a newer palette. This is from the brand Kaleidos. I've had this in my collection for a few weeks now, and I've been dying to try and test it out. I love the color story within this palette. It is pretty simple, but it's exactly what I'm going for today's look. So I've already primed my eyelids. I'm just gonna go over it with the same brush just to make sure everything is dried down and ready for eyeshadow. The first shade I'm going to take, actually it comes with like a little sleeve here, so I have to make sure I put it on to say the right shade. I'm gonna take the shade called Gourmet, so this one right here, and I'm gonna put that all over like the outer V of my eye and really just smoke it out. So now that I have that shade called Gourmet blown out, I'm gonna go in with my next shade, which is called Soy Sauce. I love the names within this palette, and I'm taking it on that same brush. By the way, I am using a brush from Real Techniques. This is the base shadow brush, and it works really good for a step like this, where I'm essentially just blowing out the color closest to my lash line. Now, I'm not gonna worry too much about getting the shadow down here because I will be cleaning that up with a makeup wipe. So now I'm going to switch brushes to a smaller brush. This is an M507 by Morphe, and I'm taking the shade called Promenade, and again, I'm doing the same thing, except I'm trying to keep this pretty low, like closest to the lash line, just so that way I could really like smoke it out. And then I'll even go as far as taking, let's say, a flat definer brush and creating like a faux wing here. So I'm just going to stamp it just so that way I have a guideline. Like that, and then I'm going to soften up that line with my M507. Alright, now I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and clean up underneath my lower lash line, because as you guys can see, I definitely got a lot of that shadow underneath. And then I'm just going to sharpen it up, and as you can see, it just creates the perfect smoked out wing without being too dramatic. Then with that same flat definer brush, I'm really gonna go to town, and I'm gonna start packing this closest to the base of the lash line just because I want it to be the most intense. I may even go in with a little bit of black. If you are gonna go in with a little bit more of the brown, just make sure it still remains very soft and it's kind of like a gradient upwards, because that's the whole point of this look. So now that I'm looking at everything, I have decided to go in with a little bit of black. You can take any black. I'm just using this palette right here. This is the Soft Glam 2 by Anastasia. It is a smaller version of the Soft Glam palette. I honestly really like it. I will be traveling with this when I travel again because I have not traveled since COVID. But I'm gonna take a little bit of this on my M507 brush, and I'm gonna apply it super close to the lash line. I'm not gonna take this too high. I just wanna add some depth to this look, just some dimension, some smokiness. Ooh, I'm into it. So I might leave it like this, but a part of me is really telling me to take this shade right here. It's called Penthouse. How stunning is that? I really just want to lightly tap it like right here. What do you guys think? What would you do? I'm gonna go in, I'm just gonna tap it right here. I want this to be very faint. Wow, that is pretty. Wow. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to pop on false lashes. I'm going to use these right here by Tati Lashes. These are in the style Molly May. I really love that they kind of flare out towards the end. I think it's really going to complement the eyes. I'm now going to start working on the rest of the face. I'm going to take this right here by Hard Candy. It is a primer I've been using nonstop in my videos. This is a spot on dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip Face Primer, but I find it to be a little bit more hydrating. So I'm going to put this all over to really help my makeup stay on for a long period of time. Now, another thing I've been doing in my videos is using foundations that aren't necessarily like oil-free and non-comedogenic. So I am switching back to using this by Almay. This is probably one of my favorite foundations that works really, really well with my acne-prone skin. This is the Skin Perfecting Comfort Matte Foundation in the shade 170 Neutral Sun Beige. I really like it. Like I said, it's oil-free, fragrance-free, and non-comedogenic. So if you have acne-prone skin, this is going to be your best friend. The only thing I don't like is the fact that it doesn't have a pump. It kind of reminds me of old school Revlon Color Stay, but we'll get through it. This covers up my acne unlike anything you'll ever see. Because this foundation is a little darker for me, I will be using my Fenty Matchstick in the shade, what is this? Mocha. I haven't used it in so long that I almost forgot what the shade name was. I'm taking it on that Sephora number 47 brush, and I'm just going to add some definition to the rest of my face. This is really just gonna add warmth, and like I said, just give me some definition. One thing I've really learned about using cream products is that it's good to go in with creams with a brush, just because you could really control how much product you are putting all over. One time I didn't do that and I really just could not blend out this product. So that's why I really switched to applying pretty much all creams with a brush. I also really like to do my cream bronzer before I actually go in with concealer, because if I get a little too carried away with the bronzer, I could easily just blend it out with some concealer. So speaking of concealer, I'm going to do a little cocktail with the e.l.f. Camo concealers. I have the original and also the hydrating formula. I love to mix these two together. It really just gives me the perfect under eye. I'm gonna let this sit underneath my eyes for a second, and then I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge and blend it out. Then whatever I have left on the sponge, I like to just tap it on my chin and down the rest of the center of my face to highlight and just balance everything out. This has really just been my go-to under eye powder. It's by the Creme Shop. I'm almost out of this stuff. I definitely need to pick up a restock, or I should probably use up the rest of my powders in my collection. I've been trying to get really good at doing that. I feel like I really go through my powders faster than anything else. I'm just gonna take a little bit and set this under eye area. Now, one thing I've noticed is that if I try to set my under eye area when it's still wet, it tends to like oxidize and get crepey. So I always love to really tap out my under eye concealer until it's completely dry. I definitely feel like I get the most even application when I do that. If you guys ever see me using products over and over again, especially face products, just know I have acne prone skin. And sometimes things break me out, and sometimes I'm just not willing to go through that. But I'm gonna go in with the number 7 face powder. This is the Lift Illuminate Triple Action Powder, spot on dupe for the one from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and just set down that area where we put that cream bronzer. And I don't know, I've just been loving to do my cream bronzer like this. I love to apply it and then just lightly dust a little bit of my face powder over top. I feel like it gives me the prettiest and most natural effect. Some other products that I've really been dying to try as far as the face goes are these right here from Kaleidos. This brand is slowly but surely becoming one of my favorite brands. I feel like the quality of their product, the packaging, everything is just very well thought out. I have 2 shades here. I have Cool and Light, and then I also have Warm and Medium. Now, what really drew me to this was the fact that it has a fill, shade, and chisel powder. So I'm going to take a little bit of the fill shade and I'm going to use this underneath my eyes. No idea how this is going to work out because I've already like set my under eye area, so I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to go in with the shade. It actually looks a little warm. Actually, I'm going to do chisel since I've already bronzed. I don't want to go too overboard, but I'm just going to take this around the perimeter just to warm it up even more. Not like I need to. Probably creating a bronzer helmet, but I've really been wanting to try this. gonna go in with an even bigger brush just so that way it's a little bit more diffused. I'm also going to use one of their blushes. I've had this blush sitting in my everyday makeup drawer for a while. It definitely is one of my favorites. This is the Lo-Fi Duo Blusher, and I'm just going to take this shade right here. I'm not really going to use the shimmer side of it just because I don't really want anything too shimmery, and I'm just going to put it right up here. This shade is called Punch, by the way, if you guys were curious. I don't know, I think I want to keep my face pretty matte today. I want the focal point to definitely be on the eyes. I really love their products. I will have them listed down below if you guys are interested in checking them out, especially the eye palette. Speaking of which, I'm going to jump back into this because I do want to take the shade called Gourmet and Promenade and really smoke it on my lower lash line. I'm gonna go back into the Charisma Contour Palette by Kaleidos, and I'm gonna take the shade right here to add some dimension to my nose. We're gonna chisel it out. I'm nervous. Ooh, it's a little gray. But I will say it's pretty pigmented. What I also like to do is to take a little bit of face powder and then just put it over the nose contour just to give it a natural effect. You know? The last and final thing I have left to do is the lips. So I'm going to take the Intense Stay Auto Liner in the shade Keep It Spicy by LA Girl, and I'm going to line my lips. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit of this lipstick by Maybelline. This is one of my favorite nude lipsticks. This is in the shade Baddest Beige. Last and final thing I'm going to do is set my face down and in place with a little bit of the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. And then we're going to move on to the hair. So now that makeup's done, I'm now going to move on to hair. You guys have been asking me over and over and over again in some of my previous videos on Instagram, literally DMing me, asking me to do these loose tousled waves that I've been wearing in almost every single one of my videos. So I will be doing that today. It's going to be super quick and easy. I will speed through some parts just so that way it doesn't get crazy long, but once you do one or two, you're definitely going to get the hang of it. So I'm first going to start off by using a little bit of heat protectant. I'm going to use this right here by Bondi Boost. This is the Intensive Spray. This is one of my personal favorite heat protectants. I'm going to take my hair down and I'm just going to spray this all throughout. So once I have this in, I really just like to work it in with my fingers, and then I'll take a big old paddle brush. This one just so happens to be from T3, and I'll just comb it through my hair. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm gonna go in with an additional product. I'm gonna use this right here by IGK. This is their Good Behavior Spray. It's one of my favorites. It smells amazing, and it also controls frizz. Now this also acts as a heat protectant, so I'm definitely doubling up when it comes to my heat protectant, but just use one or the other. You don't have to be extra like me. Then I'll just take my paddle brush and brush through it once again. With a big scrunchie, I'm just gonna section off my hair. This is just, I don't know, this has been my go-to hairstyle recently. You guys have been loving it. And the hot tool I'm using is the Babyliss Pro Curling Iron. I wanna say that this is a 1-inch barrel. I really like it because it's small, so my waves are able to really just stand out and pop out. So I'm gonna section off my hair. I like to start off towards the back. I like that this is also a clamp curling iron. I just find that I'm able to get the best curls with a clamp iron. I used to try to do them with a straightener and it really just did not come out how I wanted them to. But as you can see, I'm curling my hair away from my face. I'm leaving the ends out. I'm holding it for maybe about 5 seconds, and then I'm gonna let go and then pull down on the ends. And you are going to get the prettiest wave. As you can see, the ends aren't exactly curled. They're more straight than anything. And that is literally how I've been doing these waves. It is so quick and easy and so pretty. Ooh, I have this on pretty high, huh? I'm gonna turn it down to maybe about 35. once I get to this part right here, what I like to do is do more of a middle part. That's just been my style, it's my stilo, it's what I'm into. I do like for my part to be really straight, so I'm just gonna take a sharp object. Definitely recommend just using a comb, but this is really all I have in front of me. So I'm gonna use what I got. So I think that's pretty good. Doesn't need to be crazy, crazy. And then I'll just start at the very top here. And I do like to take my time and really just smooth out this top part here. So I will take the iron and I'll go down the shaft like this a couple times before I actually start curling it. And this just kind of straightens out the top, so that way I don't need to go in with an additional straightener. Now for this front part, I always make sure to curl away from my face. I also love to straighten out this front part because this part tends to get very, very frizzy. So I really take my time and hold this area so that way it's not frizzy. And then I'll just pull down on this front part. Do the same thing. Really just take my time and straighten out this front part. So I haven't yet broken up this side over here. I'm just gonna make sure it's exactly how I want it. I feel like this part's a little strange as we get to the back. So I'm gonna fix that and then just kind of smooth this out. So now that my hair is nice and curled, I do like to go in with a little bit of bonding oil by Olaplex. This is one of my personal favorites. And I only like to take a little bit of this because I don't want my hair to be too greasy. And then I'll use this to break apart the waves and really, really just style the hair. I feel like this is what really transforms this hairstyle and gives it more of like a tousled look. Alright, so after putting that oil in my hair, it definitely is a lot more tamed. As you can see, I don't have as many flyaways. I literally love this by Olaplex. You guys really need to pick this up. It is so good. But if you want something a little bit more undone, another thing I like to do is go in with the Beach Club IGK texturizing spray. This is for my days when I'm wearing like sweatpants, but I still want to look like I tried, but my hair is like a little more tousled. Because I am going to be a little bit more dressed up today, I'm not going to do that, but that is definitely an option. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change just so that way you guys can get a feel for the look as a whole. So with the power of editing, my outfit is on. Now, if you guys want deets on my outfit, I will have it listed down below. Also, don't forget to follow me over on the gram because I'm also going to be posting pictures in this look if you guys wanted to see the full completed outfit. But I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video where I showcased a makeup look with my tousled waves. This is something that you guys requested over and over and over again, and I'm so glad to finally be sitting down and filming it for you. Now, if you guys want a video where I showcase my hair, makeup, and outfit all in one video, let me know down below in the comments and I'll be happy to film that for you guys. I don't have much else to say except I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.